Hello to my Virgos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, let's get into it, Virgos. Let's get right into it. Let us get into it. This video is for the 13th through the 20th of September. Happy birthday to each one of my Virgos. Let's do it. All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The moon has moved into a gibbous moon. Gibbous moon, gibbous moon. Gibbous moon in Cappies. Gibbous moon in Capricorns, right? Major arcana associated with gibbous moons is Wheel of Fortune. That's right. Somebody should be feeling very fortunate. Time to grow yourselves, learn something new, try some new activities, meet some new people. That's right, Virgos. Talking to you wherever Virgo is in your birth chart. Let's do it. First card out of the deck. Time for you to take a trip, go somewhere, travel. Here we have the Temperance card, the Justice card, the World card. Here we have the Sun card. Here we also have the Nine of Pentacles. Here we have the Two of Wands. Somebody may be going to visit their son. Here we have the Temperance card. Here we have the Justice card. Right? World card. Shooby-dooby-doo. Here we have the Sun card. Nine of Pentacles. Right. Yeah, so somebody may be traveling. You have a whole lot of opportunities coming across your path. Best of you leaving some energies behind. Definitely you leaving some energies behind. Somebody's leaving behind some energies that may have done some injustices to you in the past. You know, you have a guardian angel that's watching over you, helping you to leave behind just vain and vengeful spirits, energies where you feel like try their hardest to disrupt your peace in some way, shape, form, or fashion, try to mess up your money. Somebody just kind of like, trying to overwhelm you, just wolves in sheep's clothing. Somebody's just like, you know what, I just need a trip. I just need to kind of get away. I just need to just get away from it all, which is a good thing, right? Just get away from it all, right? Focus on your purpose in life, those kind of things. I just need to get away from it all, which is a good thing, right? And just seeing things from a higher frequency. So your guardian angel is watching over you, just helping you to just start thinking about just setting boundaries and enforcing those boundaries. This is Saturn right here. So the moon being in Capricorn is Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the planet of maturity and authority. It's also about structure, rules, traditions, and it also not only setting boundaries but enforcing those boundaries as well. Right, also enforcing those boundaries, just in both of your personal and your professional life. And what does that look like? And not just going along with the flow. And so somebody could be traveling because you have tons of opportunities coming across your path, and Source is going to make sure that you have the resources to accomplish whatever goals you set, whether it's a new love life, starting businesses, looking for a new job, whatever the case may be, so that you don't have to settle anymore for people doing injustices to you. So Source is going to make sure, because something is already closed out. Something is already closed out. You've already decided you're moving on from something. A decision has already been made for you to start loving up on yourselves more, right? So some kind of a partnership in business and or in love is coming across your path, but this also, you have already decided no more dysfunctional relationships in your personal or your professional life. So you've already made a decision on both sides of the scale. No more dealing with energies that are green with envy, that's going to disrupt your peace. They go out of their way to disrupt your peace. You're done with that. You're just done with it altogether. You're enforcing boundaries. You're not playing games anymore. No more dealing with narcissistic energies who are dealing with feelings of low self-worth, who are trying to project that onto you. Somebody's just done. with all of that. So good deal, good for you. Somebody is just completely done with those types of spirits altogether. And you're certainly not operating in fear. You don't even want to align yourself with those types of energies when they're coming up against other people. That's something you're not even confused. You're not following their flow either. So if they're trying to come up against other people, you already know how it feels when people have tried to do that to you. So if they're on that frequency you're not even backing other people up who are trying to come up against other people. You're not even in support of that, because you know how, even if you don't want to get caught up in somebody else's karmic cycle. So no matter who it is, you don't want to get caught up in somebody else's karmic cycle. So if anything, you talk somebody out of something, like, come on, like, let's not get caught up in that. That'll come back to bite you later. You don't want to get caught up in their cycle. You're trying to break generational cycles, chains, and curses yourself, right? So that's where the good news is. Here we have the Ace of Cups. You're trying to protect your pearls of wisdom, and not, because that's that kind of stuff. If you're getting caught up in other people's karmic stuff, guilty by association. And that's what a lot of people forget. It's like, okay, we in this together, but you picking up their karmic cycles, their generational curses, chains, and stuff. And so now y'all together in this, going down together. You talking about ride or die. And so it's just saying, okay, you just picked up their 7-year karmic cycle. So it's just saying, no, I got some good news for you. You can talk a person out of something. So yeah, you can help a person break their generational cycle, chain, and curse, right? You got a sword right here, sword of truth. Let's break this. Let's break this together. Let's make a decision to break this together. So let's set a whole new tradition. This right here speaks to tradition. It says, let's set some new rules. If you with somebody, let's set some new rules together, right? Let's not be foolish. Let's not take a bad risk. This El Bobo, right? Let's leave this together, right? Let's get this machete out. Let's leave this circus together, right? Or if it's just you by yourself, I'm leaving a circus by myself. Whether it's a job, friendship, whatever, I'm leaving the circus by myself. So somebody has definitely made a decision to say, you don't want to be in a circus. This is the first card in tarot. This is the last card in tarot. So somebody is definitely embarking on a whole new journey of just discovery, a new cycle. You're saying, I'm taking a risk. Don't want to be caught up in of anybody else's generational karma that can last for 7 years. You don't even want to be a part of that, so that number 7 is a number for completion. You don't want to pass that down generational. You want generational blessings if you can help it. If you're in your right mind, you're saying, I don't want to be attached to somebody else's 7 years of bad luck or bad karma or whatever. So yeah, so again, if you're in a situation, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you definitely don't want to inherit theirs. So I see somebody possibly in a new situation, in business and or in love. If that's what you want, love, it could be new love or new business, but you've definitely made a decision. No more dysfunctional whatever. So you're just inspired by something different. Your inspiration. You're that's what you're saying right here. Somebody has stopped with just the physical realm of things. So it has to be balanced. That's not just about money. You're not just inspired by just the physical. You're also being led by your spirit. You're motivated by other things now. So your intuition is leading you in new spaces, right? You're not just looking to be accepted and approved. Source has already accepted and approved you. So somebody is, being led to do other things around the world for other people, right? In Madre Tierra. So it's 2 cycles, both in your personal and your professional life. Somebody is closing out some things, both in your personal and professional. In other words, you just don't want to deal with people who are just vain and vengeful and green with envy. You just don't. You don't even want to be attached to it at all. It's so off-putting for somebody. Here we have the Wheel of the Year. A lot of great things happening for you this year as a result of that. So here we have the 6 of Cups here. Yeah. Somebody's just done with just toxic environments. You're moving on to childlike faith. You have a ancestor on the other side that's just basically passing you the baton. Yeah, somebody is definitely moving on from just the toxic environments altogether. Somebody's done with just like the court, going to court. Somebody's just done with all of that. Just like, you don't want to have to go to court. You don't want to have to, go back and forth. Somebody's just like, you're just done. Because again, this is the attachment to, the attachment to the karma, to other people's stuff. Even if it's not you, it's the attachment to other people's stuff. That's the part a lot of people miss. It's like when people are saying, "Oh, I'm riding, I'm hanging out with this person, I'm this." People don't get it. It's the guilty by association, being connected to other people's stuff. The part that people see. So you're saying, "I'm so loyal to this, I'm so loyal to that," and other people are not telling you everything that's going on, right? So, some kind of an approval is coming through. Some kind of an approval for money or something is coming through. But Source is trying to make you financially independent. It should never be about just money. But Source is saying to you, I see you traveling. You have a lot of opportunities coming across your path. Your gifts are being increased. Your spiritual gifts are being increased. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that you are leaving behind bad energies. You're leaving behind bad energies on this journey of you're leaving behind these bad risks. No longer carrying these spirits like the other people's narcissism. You're leaving behind people's spirits of low self-worth, their bullying, their rage, their narcissism. You're physically leaving these spirits behind. This is not like I'm gonna call them every now and then. You're saying I'm leaving them behind. I don't want anything to do with them. Their narcissism, their feelings of low self-worth, their timidity. They're too afraid to. It's like the disruption of other people's peace. Their bullying, their rage, they flying off the handle, they can't control themselves, they're going off on people. Like you're leaving, you only want to be bothered with it. Here we have the 9 of Pentacles here. Yeah. So Source is already approved for you and someone to come together who is already financially independent. And that's what Source is saying. You're just leaving. The scales have been removed from your eyes. You see now why people have left certain energies behind. You're saying, you know what? I'm leaving this toxic environment behind. I'm taking myself, physically leaving a toxic environment behind, and I'm physically getting away from all of this. Wherever you are, you're physically getting away from something. So that could mean geographically, like you're leaving the job, you're moving your house somewhere, you're cutting people off from access to coming to your house. Is something you're making some kind of a drastic change. Some kind of a drastic change where you're not looking for people's acceptance and approval, Virgo, and it will definitely be felt. Like it's shaking some stuff up where people know, oh man, like Virgo's not playing. And it's going to be some talk. It's going to be a whole lot of talk because you're enforcing a boundary and people they're going to be talking about it because that 9 is death rebirth. And the fact that you're not looking up for people's acceptance and approval and you pull out the sword, you're not indecisive about it. That means you're cutting people off. You're no longer holding on to this, I've got to look for people's acceptance and approval. That sword came out. You're not reattaching yourself to this, I got to look for people's acceptance and approval anymore. So something happened. Something major happened. With somebody, like I said, like I said, these boundaries, you're enforcing boundaries, and somebody's not playing around. Somebody is sick and tired, for real. That's right. Yep, something happened. Remember, time is relative, right? And either somebody that you love was either looking for some kind of acceptance and approval, and something happened, and it was just like I said, it was really bad. You got some good news coming across your path, and it's a lot going on here in your reading. It's a lot going on here in your reading, and some kind of a demonic attachment is going on here, and I feel like I'm talking to somebody in parallel universes, just like in terms of people looking for other people's approval, and the damage that can do when people are looking for other people's acceptance and their approval, right? So either it's happening to you, both in your personal and your professional life, and what can happen when you look for people's acceptance and approval, and how damaging that can be when you're attached to your demons of fear, doubt, acceptance, and how you can end up getting burned. If you don't protect yourself emotionally, how you can end up getting burned because you're so busy trying to go along with the flow, and it ends up burning you in the long run, right? And drying you out. It can mess up your money, it can mess up your reputation, it can physically end up hurting you. Or it can be somebody that you love who is looking for acceptance and approval, and can come back to bite them, and you end up having to help them out. And you can be staring yourself, like what could have been your situation right in your face. Like, oh my God, I can't believe, what's happening to them could have happened to you, because, they're a different person, but you looking at yourself, without any judgment of them, right? So something is happening this year. Here we have the Hermit card here. Yeah, which is your card. Yeah, which is happening is your card here. So your portal is opening up wider and wider and wider as you all are in hermit mode, and you're getting a lot of downloads. A lot of messages are coming through. You're learning how to receive more and more messages of just how when people are looking for acceptance and approval, and how remaining in poisonous environments, and just how that poison is just growing stronger and stronger and stronger every single day, right? And how it can affect people. Yeah, people being in survival mode, right? So you could have a loved one, Virgo, that is, whenever you come across, what they're posting on social media, or every time you talk to them, something about their energy could be very different than what you remembered, because they're in a very toxic or very poisonous environment, and you just I don't recognize them. I'm starting to see something different, because they could be chained to somebody else, that they're absorbing, that they're drinking that poison, right? That just being in that very poisonous environment, geographical location, because we're talking about Earth here. They're looking for acceptance and approval in an environment where it's just okay, they're in survival mode, right? And so you could be in an environment mode where you're letting your meekness, you're letting God fight your battles. So you could be inspired and motivated by something totally different. So you can pray for open roads, and God is just making your path clear and straight. So you're not walking through life operating in fear. You're walking through life operating in faith. But for someone you love, they could be operating from a place of fear, and it comes across as if you all have ever been I'm looking at a lot of greenery here. If you all have ever been hiking, and so if you ever had a guide, they may say stuff like, if you ever see a bear or a wild animal, make yourself look big. Okay, how you gonna make yourself look big up against a bear or a lion or a cougar or something like that? And they don't run or don't try to climb a tree, because if y'all ever seen a bear for real, if y'all ever seen a bear, those things are huge. It's not like you looking at them on television. Even a cub is big, and they're fast, and so those nails are like out here, right? And so imagine someone you love that could be in a space where they are bearing bullies and they're trying to make themselves seem tough or big, bigger than they really are. And every time you talk to them, you can feel something has changed in their demeanor. They're trying to become tougher, trying to become something that you can see that they're not. You can see like an exterior, it's like that underneath they're scared. You can just, and so that fear could cause people to do something to become something that they're really not, right? And so that's what Source is saying to you, is like a person who is chained to their demons. You can tell that they're becoming something that they're really not when they're really scared, right? So Source is saying to you to start praying for somebody, like somebody prayed for you. To, where's the card? El Bobo. That they don't engage in any foolishness or any bad risk, right? And that is why here we have the Ace of Cups here. Your ancestor or somebody is passing down a baton of more water, like increasing your water, increasing your intuition. So of course, listening to more water sounds at night. So so some of you all may not get a chance to talk to your loved ones as much as you would like, but your intuition is telling you stuff. You don't want to put your whole life on pause or stop. That's what I said. Some of you all are traveling. Life is still lifing. You're trying to apply for jobs. You're traveling. You got stuff going on. Make sure you're increasing your water, your water intake. Because some people are chained to fear, doubt, and their life is still going on, right? So here we have the Queen of Pentacles. And a lot of people hold you in really high regard. They see you as down to earth. They see you as relatable. And so you don't want to be oblivious to what other people are going through, because, again, your life stuff is happening with you as well. So here we have Four of Pentacles. It doesn't take long to just pray for somebody. Just to say, okay, they came across my mind. Source, protect them. Protect them. If you can call them, call them. Just sending you love, right? Because you're dealing with some people who are emotionally unintelligent. Emotionally immature. Not unintelligent, but emotionally immature. They could have people around them that's just trying them, right? And so here we have the Page of Cups here. So you got some really good news coming across your path, right? You got some good news coming across your path for you. But the good news, again, you got so much good news coming across your path. It doesn't take but a split second, and that's what Source is saying. Be conservative with your time. It doesn't take much for you for a split second, soon as somebody comes across your mind, Virgo, for you to pray for somebody that could be in situations where they could be in survival mode. To pray for a loved one that comes across your mind who could be in a demonic attachment, or in a geographical part of the world, whether it's a grandchild that's in a different location. They could be in elementary school or middle school or high school or away at college, or just in a different part of the world, or whatever, that you just feel like they're around vultures, or people that was raised different, whatever it is. Y'all know what I'm saying. Or you got kids that's married to somebody that you just feel like they're in a dangerous, whatever, y'all know. Or maybe you co-parenting, whatever, put it wherever it fits. A friend that's dealing with some stuff, whatever. It doesn't take but a split second to pray for somebody who could be in a situation that they could be around a vain and vengeful spirit that's green with envy. That somebody thinks everything comes too easy for them. Just put it that way, okay? They think everything comes too easy for them to fly off the handle because they had a bad day and take something out on somebody else. They could say or do something to hurt somebody. So it'll take you but a split second to pray for them. That some good news comes across their path, and that they're protected. Okay? Doesn't take but a second. Because that's something good is going to come back to you for that. So, Source is going to reward you for, sending out some protection for somebody else. everything on planet Earth is connected, and God is in everything. So, so again, there's so many people who are chained to their demons by where they're located. And so a lot of people don't know that source resides within. They're so busy looking for source outside of themselves and money and material possessions, they don't even know that source resides within. And so they're looking for something outside of themselves, and they're trying to make themselves appear bigger in survival mode, bigger than they really are in survival mode. So here we have Page of Swords, so that your anxiety about things will go down. Here we have the King of Swords here. So you got, you have the words, you have the vocabulary, right? Somebody's dealing with a younger person who is trying to navigate through life. And so here you are, King of Swords, on your throne. You have complete and total wisdom, knowledge, clarity of thought, words. You are already the butterfly. They still in the cocoon trying to come out. They trying to, they going through their little metamorphosis. They trying to figure out, they just, wiggling in their little, they trying to figure, y'all know what I'm saying? They trying to get it together. Trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Their little, their little shoulders, their little wings trying to come out. Y'all know what I'm saying, trying to make it a little jokey joke. But so justice and judgment in your favor is a result of that, because again, people are just trying to figure it out, right? So just like somebody prayed for you, you're praying for them. So you're dealing with a younger person who could be chained to fear, doubt, trying to figure things out on their own, and they may not have people around them to help them in the way that you would. They may not have the best judgment. They may be judging them based on judging you, Virgo, and so that you don't have to put your whole life on stop, and so, peer pressure is serious. Peer pressure is serious. People looking for people's acceptance and approval. To some degree, everybody is looking for people's acceptance and approval. But as you get older, you care a little bit less. But yeah, you're dealing with a younger person, and so you're trying to help people learn how to value themselves, and that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. Yeah, helping them to learn how to create and enforce boundaries, as you have learned how to create and enforce boundaries, right? Helping them to return to peace. So that's going to be the good news for you, is to restore balance and peace. That's what you're trying to help them learn how to do, is restore balance and peace. Yeah, and so somebody could be also co-parenting, or you could be, like co-parenting, and also be like a grandparent that's helping an older child parent. That can also be co-parenting as well. It's not always parent, like biological parent to parent. It could be a grandparent that's helping their child parent a child, or parent their kids. That can also be co-parenting too. And so sometimes older parents be trying to get it together. Grandparents may feel like they, got a little bit more, a little wiser sometimes. Who knows what the situation is? It could get tricky, but Source is trying to help somebody to help people be inspired or motivated to work together and not be toxic. Like to kind of inspire and motivate people. To kind of sort of work together for the best interest, to break generational cycles, chains, and curses. Doesn't always happen that way. And leave behind some kind of like stuck belief system where the younger generation is not overwhelmed by people being stuck in this a certain belief system where they chain to fear, doubt, uncertainty about sexuality, sensuality, emotions, intuition, because I'm talking about water here, because we're going to have a full moon in Pisces, and that connects us with water. So in this day and time, if people are still stuck in a belief system where they can't come out of a shell for whatever reason, because of their sexuality, sensuality, because of their intuition, because of their emotions, their feelings, their creativity, They can't create the life that they want to create. They can't move wherever they want to move. They can't travel. They can't date outside their race. They can't do all these. They can't do this and can't do that mess. So it's just saying somebody in the family gonna have to break something. Somebody gonna have to break create a brand new rule and do something. Like somebody gonna have to be brave enough to do something. So that's where Source is using you, Virgo, to be the rule breaker, in all of this, because at this point you'll cut anybody off. Like you at this Nine of Pentacles, you financially independent. Like, so financially you don't really need anybody, and Sources put you in a place of leadership. So if you're the one that's still going with the flow, when you don't really financially, you don't really need anybody, then you're not looking for people's acceptance and approval. It's Source is saying Source put you in a position to say you're teaching everybody else to be independent too, to help them, to be in that position too, so that, not in an arrogant sense, but to teach them, hey, listen, it's time for you to learn how to believe in yourself and stop looking for other people's acceptance and approval. Put these two together right here. You don't need to start being conservative with your time and create your own legacy. You have the power to create your own legacy separate from even yours, Virgo. That's what you pass down to your kids and grandkids. You can create your own legacy. You don't have to create the same legacy I created. You can create your own legacy. And that you would love them the same way. You don't have to be chained to fear, doubt, all that other stuff. And guess what? Source is going to reward you for that. You don't have to be in survival mode. If you want to go out here and paint sneakers for a living, do that. That's your legacy. That's what you want to be known for. Just don't be a quitter. Don't just stop. Just put the hard work in, the discipline. People going to judge you no matter what you do. That's just the human race. People judge people every single day. You're going to have to just stay focused, stay with it. You decide to go to school, you want to switch majors, guess what? People are going to judge you whether you switch majors 10 times or stick with the same major. That's what people do. So anyway, that's what I'm saying for you all. Virgos, you got a lot of major changes that's going on here, but I do feel like somebody has made a firm decision to detach from people who would put you in a karmic cycle with theirs. That's the first thing. Just kind of sort of as a recap, because somebody is really learning just the dangers of that statement, ride or die, because it could just be too damaging generations down. That's one. Like, you're not getting caught up in people's karmic cycles in the workplace or at home, period. Like, somebody's like, that's just too damaging. Because you can see how loved ones die and their kids have to pay for the karma. Their kids have to pay for that stuff. Grandkids have to pay for that stuff. Then they're like, what in the world? You're like, no, we're stopping this, right? And then two, somebody is saying, no, when people's name come across my path, it doesn't take long to say, hey, you know what? Let me send some good energy their way. Let me send some good. I don't know what's going on, what happened. It's not gonna take a second, but to send some good energy their way. So, yeah, and then also making sure whoever's in your bloodline, you're letting them know they can create their own. They create their own legacy. They create their own legacy, because somebody has a younger person that's looking up to you right now that could be chained to fear and doubt, trying to make themselves bigger because they're in survival mode, and they don't really have to be in survival mode. You're teaching them how to find source within themselves, to pray for open roads, pray for clarity, in advance. To work hard, to put the work in, or whatever formula works for you, whatever formula works for you, to let them know that they're not alone. In other words, to let them know that they're not by themselves and that they're not alone. Let's see what else we got. Here we have the Emperor card. Yeah. So yeah, you're helping somebody add structure and authority to their lives, especially if they've been under dark Emperor energy, which is an Aries, which is dark. Not Aries is the Emperor card. So you may be a light Emperor. Light Emperor energy would be someone who is structured and authoritative, but they may have been under Dark Aries energy, which is their way of the highway. So here we have Queen of Wands. So adjust your crown, right? Adjust your crown. So here we have the Three of Swords here, and I see you helping someone to move on from some past disappointments from some people. And we have the Ten of Swords of just being around hurt people who hurt other people. They see people that's down who they don't expect to get back up. They didn't believe something that they told them, and they just left them there. Yeah, this, what? This reading can get real dark, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to just leave it there. Y'all be surprised at how wicked, well, I don't think you'd be surprised, but some people could just be real wicked. Some people would not reach down and help people. They just leave people in survival mode. They just expect for people to not get up, right? So that's what you're helping some people to learn how to do, is just like really find source within themselves. Really find source within themselves. Some people are just miserable. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. So you're helping to help people teach how to invest in themselves. Back straight, walk away. Don't give yourselves a headache. Document your dreams day and night. Follow your heart. Somebody wants to call you, but they haven't changed. The demon is Lucifer. That's a demon of pride. And let go and let God. Do the mirror work. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Yeah. Somebody's ex was on an assignment. What's coming to mind here? The story of Hansel and Gretel, right? Which is a fairy tale, right? Some people are sold a fairy tale. And nothing comes to mind when I'm doing reading cards by coincidence. So I don't know who this is speaking to. But in the story of Hansel and Gretel, there's a stone cutter who, his second wife, who the second wife convinced the stone cutter to take his own kids to deep in the forest and leave them there. She convinced it. Just you switch it up as much, whatever you want to switch it up as. Convinced the stone cutter that they were too poor to keep his own kids, and to take his kids out to the forest and starve them, leave them out in the forest, right, and starve the kids. And she said it is a form of dark spell work. Like, how do you convince anybody to harm their own kids? Using spell work. Keep saying it. We don't have enough money for food, for these extra mouths to feed. Just so happened the kids overheard, her saying it. And I'm quite sure it grieved the father, But that happens a lot. People convince people that their kids are not good enough, that they're inconvenience. You gotta be real careful of who, even in your own family, who you have your kids around, because people will try to convince you, or try to convince even some of your own siblings, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to take this reading down a dark path, but you have to instill in your kids their worth. Some of your own family members, if they have an issue with you, they will try to convince your kids that they are not worthy, because they're too freaking cowardice to say it to your face, because they know you will go straight in on them. So they will try to convince your kids. They are talking to you through your own kids. So in that story of Hansel and Gretel, that person wouldn't have said it directly to the mother. So that person took it out on the kids, right? Just so happened that the kids were very smart, and the kids took out, like the brother actually took out like white stones and dropped the white pebbles, and they found their way back home. The stepmother was livid. Like, y'all know the story. Y'all heard the fairy tale. Was livid because they found their way back home, right? Was livid. They found their way back home. So the stepmother convinced the father to take them deeper into the woods, right? Y'all know how the story went. the and y'all know how y'all read the story. Y'all know how the story goes. But that's the danger of, when people are looking for people's acceptance and approval. Sometimes it happens when, one parent is saying they don't want a child, right? And the kids are looking for acceptance and approval from that parent. They want it so bad that they don't hear you when you're saying, okay, they don't want the acceptance and approval, and there's nothing somebody can do. Sometimes the grandparents want the kid, but then legal services, it's like I said, it's multi-layered. So when people's name comes across your spirit and you're praying for people, that's why I always talk about, like, try not to judge people's situation, because sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you just don't know. Some people can be so evil, out here. Like I said, somebody has a demon of Lucifer, which is pride, and somebody's ex was on some kind of an assignment. Sometimes people just don't even care that innocent children are involved. All they care about is getting you back, like hurting you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, making you cry, making you sad. So please, y'all, do not align with other people's karmic stuff. Don't even align with that mess, because that stuff can come back to you in the worst possible way. And you can't even conceive. Like, you thinking to yourself, how the heck you can't, when I look at this right here, because Source is trying to restore balance to people's lives. Source is trying to restore this. Like, Source is trying to restore this, like, peace and harmony in someone's life. I see, when I look at your cards, and this Chariot card lets me know that the end of all of this is going to be really, really good for somebody. But I'm telling you, the Devil in the Major Arcana lets me know that somebody was chained to obsessions. Somebody was chained to lust. Somebody was chained to restriction. And the devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. So when people run around talking about ride or die, and and I'm this and that for somebody else, and you change to somebody else's generational karmic cycle, negative cycle, gotta change that verbiage. What? Right now. So stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come that can be handled each moment. Be real careful with that. So when y'all sitting down interviewing people that you dating and all of this other stuff, y'all better start asking questions. Just like you would interview for a job. You're a very meticulous sign. And I'm talking to even my cross watchers. Like, ask questions. For real, ask questions. I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect human being, but slow down and take your time. Like, slow down and take your time. Because luck is on your side. Luck is on your side. The moon is Sagittarius. There's no such thing as a perfect human being. Because otherwise you'd be walking around saying, just forget it. You just going to go live on a mountain somewhere. You're like, okay, I don't want to deal with nothing on planet Earth. I'll just rather date a flower. Rather just date a tree. But no, but for real, so Source is just trying to tell you, is just like, that's where you just really, get to a point of just like, okay, a lot of generational cycle chains and curses are being broken, but I welcome feelings of comfort and peace into my body. There's no room for dis-ease. My mind is sharp and stable. I grow wiser daily. Today I am filled with unlimited strength, life, and energy. Yeah. But yeah, have those conversations with, people around you. See what frequency, people are on. That's what I'm seeing in your cards here, Virgos. And, stay in a posture of gratitude. But I am blessed with this life. I have all that I need. I lack nothing. All is well, and I am whole. Each day is a new gift. I am supported. I'm grateful for all that I have. That's right. Stay in a posture of gratitude. But somebody is definitely becoming wealthier in spirit. That's what I'm seeing here in the cards. Wealthier in spirit is what I'm seeing. It's like, there it is, fertilizing. Food is not the only thing that nourishes you, dear one. Be mindful of what you feed your soul. Y'all see me shuffling the cards. I already know somebody's becoming wealthier in spirit, because we got some energies out here, and we're not even talking about religion. We're talking about just becoming wealthier, and because spirituality came before religion, becoming wealthier and knowing that source resides in you, the creator resides in you. That is what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. Let's see what your number is. We're going to close this out. Your video for the full moon in Pisces will be up on Patreon. For those of you all who follow me there, if you're interested in the bonus video, it will be over on the membership side. There it is. I'm expanding. So any positive changes or projects that you're considering right now will be worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest, to create, will be heightened. I'm telling you. You and somebody were born to inspire. You know how to take lemons and make lemonade. You know how to take the bricks that were thrown against you and build empires. And it's gonna be it's so inspiring to so many people. All you had to learn how to do is add structure and authority to whatever it is that you were doing, and stop going with everybody else's flow. That's why Source made you financially independent. It's not about who's a billionaire, who's a multi-millionaire, none of those things. Source had to get you away from a lot of energies, like get you away from all of that, to show people that no matter how much you're going on with everybody else's flow, that you're still a leader. Like, so you're the first person in your family to do whatever it is you're doing. So you're not, other people are maybe judging you. Oh, this person, they don't have this, they don't have that. They not like this person, they not like that person. You are you. That's it. You are you. That's it. You are you. People are standing in judgment all day long. They can try to measure you by this person and that person, but you're no longer in survival mode. You're no longer in survival mode. That's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.